Object Terror. Do I need to say more? I could just end the video here, because that's all you need to hear is the show's name and it makes you want to vomit in your mouth. Before I left this community, I was aware of Lego Boy NJ as well as some of his antics. However, I never got the time to watch his show fully, just bits and bobs of it. And oh boy, have I missed something hideous. But let's start from the beginning. Big disclaimer, I will be only discussing his show and stuff surrounding it. I will not be covering his N-word drama, as Webs4Eps already made a video about it, and I will not be talking about his DeviantArt pics where his characters are masturbating, because A, they are gone, B, it's disgusting, and C, Nevada DX State covered this topic as well. Anyway, let's watch this garbage. Believe it or not, there are 3 versions of this show, with first 2 being gone from his channel. Thankfully, Red Breloom re-uploaded the entire first season on this channel, all 17 minutes of it. And I don't mean the episode is that long, I mean the entire season is 17 minutes long. Mostly because episodes are very short. But maybe quality of it is good.
Whoa, get out.
Hey Waffle, you want chat? Hey Sabotage, we need some ways to entertain ourselves.
Hey guys, my name is Computer. I'm looking for objects that could be in my show.
Of course it isn't. Now I know it's a low-hanging fruit to pick on a show like this, which is why I'll be keeping it brief. You probably all remember a show called Shape World, right? You know, that show made by Jay Vaughn that became a meme because of how bad it was. Well, at least it had the charm of being one of the kind. Then Lego came in, saw Shape World, and decided to copy it, as well as many other object shows.
Hey Wallet, I'm bored. Me too. Hey, I have an idea. Maybe we can join an object show.
I'm bored. Me too. Hey, I have an idea. Well, what is it? We should make our own object show.
We got the problem. That's why Alien. Due to budget cuts, we had to add a new character to our show. So here he is.
I can't believe I was eliminated. And why would I care?
Because you're eliminated too.
Talking is not gonna get us out of.
To his credit, at least his animation and audio got better throughout the season. Granted, the standards were very low, but at least he showed some improvements. And he announced second season, which will most likely improved all the flaws of the first season. Right? The fact that there was some sort of demand for another season is mind-boggling. I know I'll probably receive some flack for it, but fair play to Lego for making his show look passable. It is by not any means the nicest looking show, it is quite the opposite to say the least, but going from this to this is a step in the right direction. He even fixed the lip syncing in the new season.
But first of all, there are no more teams.
And that's all the praise this season's going to get. There are many things wrong with this show, so I'm going to break it down into a few categories, starting with... Majority of their first episode was done by Lego, which explains why it looks and sounds so appalling. Resolution on characters and other assets are very low. So low that you can see the pixels and white border. And while we're on the topic of characters, look at this creative cast. Cyan Ball, Yellow Ball, Letters, fucking dragons. Boy was Lego living up to being original. Granted, they should get stuff in future episodes, but it still only solves one of the many issues in the audiovisual department. The common issue I've noticed throughout the tenure of the series was dreadful audio mixing. Sometimes you couldn't hear the characters due to loud music.
Phew, even though I got hate, it is the least out of all of them.
Sometimes the characters themselves were too quiet.
Speak to me. Yellow Ball? Yeah?
Or too loud.
Bad news, it costs us $10,000.
In other words, the show literally sounds awful. Other problems with visuals are backgrounds. Every scene seems to have a different style of background to it. Not locations, styles. For example, look at episode 2. It has 4 different styles at once, and majority of them are ugly looking. And episode 3, oh boy. There is one bit when one part of the scene is done by 2 different people, which results in mixed up styles. First one has really cheap looking background style, while the other one is decent, but... Okay, what the fuck is this? With that thing appearing, I think it's time to address one of the many elephants in this tiny room. Many people thought of Lego as a joke, and Lego himself wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. Since majority of object shows are done with the help of other people, he got some help with animation by quite known people in the community, including 100TCX, Xnabber, and Animation Area. What? Did I say something? Lego animations were bad, to say the least. Not just on a skill level, but on a technical level as well. So him hiring extra bodies would benefit his show in the long run. That was until people started sending him joke scenes, like aforementioned jumping orange ball, judging the assets of the host and purposely misspelling his name, or putting Go anime characters in it. It took him a while, but Lego finally realized that his show was being sabotaged, which most likely resulted in an abrupt ending of season 2. But I think we all know why it ended so prematurely. I believe a good writing can save an ugly looking show. Take for example Adult Swim shows, such as Space Ghost Coast to Coast, C-Lab 221, and Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Their animation quality is not great, but they make it up with the hilarious writing. Or, if you want to stay in the realms of this community, Paper Puppets Take 2 isn't really a masterpiece when it comes to animation, however the writing for it is really good. Object Terror, on the other hand, has probably one of the most obnoxious character interactions I have ever seen in any object show. And by that, I mean everyone is annoying.
Can I go to the bathroom? No. But wait, do I ever really have to go? Go!
Okay, contestants, it is time for the elimination.
Your voice sounds different. Can you explain that? Ow!
Hi, guys. What did you do that for? He was annoying. He was only in for like 3 seconds. Fine, I'll re-add him. Don't do that again.
Other thing I've noticed is that a lot of things don't make much sense. For instance, why is making an alliance cheating?
Hey, Yellow Ball. Yes, Cyan Ball. Want to form an alliance? Sure. No, that is cheating. And for that, you two are both disqualified.
Yes, it is kind of a cliche thing, but should it be really punishable by death? In next episode, the thing that refers to himself as Printer purposely leaves the list of challenges in the open and doesn't see how it has been easily changed. And of course, sudden debuts. You know, characters debuting because... just because. To be fair, this is a flaw of many object shows, but it is still not as big of a problem as the next topic.
What?
Now, let's ask ourselves a question. Should object shows have profanities? Well, it depends how you use them and if you were your audience before, since the target audience are underage people. Innuendo now then is fine, but if you are joking about strong subjects, such as suicide, it would be nice to have some sort of warnings. I'm sure Object Terror doesn't have jokes about people committing suicide, right?
Wait, 5 new contestants? Yep. Okay, does anyone have a rope or a gun?
Okay, bad example. But yes, he didn't use any strong language, like the R word, right? Well, not only he used that, but he used it twice. Twice in the span of 2 episodes.
That was easy, says the retard. Hey! Why can't I pick first? Because you're retarded. I hate you so much.
I know. It's rich coming from the creator of the show that uses a C word, which apparently is illegal in some countries. But at least I've stopped using that word once I've got not so positive feedback about it and decided to be more careful about it. Lego, on the other hand, continue using it. And surprise surprise, second season got cancelled after 3 episodes. Gee, I wonder why. After this calamity, LEGO decided to reboot Object Terror. Again. And even before the show started, LEGO managed to annoy some people. And he blamed it on me. I think all of you memers were aware of Harambe in 2016, right? Well, me along with the other people in the community decided to ask LEGO to rename his host, Printer, to Harambe. And he did it. Surprisingly, everyone liked the name change, probably to annoy LEGO. Sadly, a few days later he posted this piece where he announced that Printer is back as a host. I'll read some of this stuff because I think it's hilarious.
I also will want Harambe as host again, but no! I'm not letting Harambe host OT again!
I'm fairly sure he never hosted a show yet, because the first episode was released in November, when I was gone, and the Harambe stuff happened in August, meaning that Harambe didn't even had a chance to host Object Terror, and it is not right.
I learned that Harambe is an assassinated gorilla, and I thought it would be offensive to some people who saw Harambe as a host in Object Terror, since it was on the news everywhere! I learned that Harambe—
To be fair, I doubt people in 2016 would found naming someone Harambe as offensive. There would probably be more people that enjoyed the name change than the other way around. Of course, there will be people that will find it offensive, but you always find people like this. I also like how he said that this assassination was on news everywhere, yet he didn't find out about it until a few days later.
I have a feeling my parents have heard about Harambe's assassination, and they thought it was offensive, so I do not want to take risk of getting grounded. Having Harambe as host was beyond someone's idea. I have a feeling he told me to have Harambe as host so he can have my parents ground me and cancel my show, because all the people who voted Harambe to join wants me to get
I'm sorry, I can't. Yes, I purposely renamed his character to Harambe, so his parents would ground him and cancel his Object Terror. I'm pretty sure they are not going to cancel for dropping their R words or suicide jokes. Nah, it's because the printer has the word Harambe on his forehead. LEGO, what the fuck are you on about? The best part is, Harambe's stuff still continued for the next few days. When me and Wagalo asked him to draw Harambe, as in gorilla, he drew Printer. And what would you know, people gave him shit. Here we have Fusion Animations, person working on BFB, giving out LEGO for not showing gorilla. Joking aside, after having 2 awful shows, I'm fairly certain that he will learn from all his mistakes, and he will make sure that the second revival of Object Terror will be amazing. 30 seconds in, and we have this.
Why is your face so fat?
No, not this joke again!
Because you're retarded?
The same flaws that appeared in the previous reboot are still present here. The scenes, once again, look like they were animated by 2 different people. There are still joke animations done to annoy LEGO, characters are still the most obnoxious objects ever made.
Oh, my life gets worse and worse! Everyone keeps making fun of me, usually for bad reasons!
Sigh.
Someday, I will teach you a lesson on who is boss and who should be simpler. You know what? I don't need them. I'm an independent woman who don't need no man. It's a free country.
That was stupid.
Some of the voice actors have either bad audio quality,
Yeah, you look pretty weak, Cactus.
bad voice acting,
I'm still throwing you.
No.
or a combination of these two.
You kicked me in the water and I'm electronic. Oh, mint.
And also, can someone please explain to me this scene because I have no clue who that person is. As for the animation and visuals, I have to hand it to him. It looks a lot better. Granted, majority of it wasn't done by LEGO, but animation is a collaborative effort, and for that, I applaud him and other animators. Now back to the episode. Aside the obvious slur and whatever this thing is, there's nothing really that makes this show horrible. Maybe the issues are in the next episode. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Please don't.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let me clarify the issue here. Deaths in object shows are a common thing, but when they are done in a realistic way. For example, bubble being popped, light bulb breaking, or a wheel being punctured, aka how you would expect objects to die. And even then, they die in either humorous way or in a humorous scenario. Of course, not all deaths had to be comedic. Recently I decided to watch the show called One, where in the first episode had very disturbing death, and that was done off screen. So if you want to have a character dying, go for it, but make it suitable for the object you are animating for. Adding blood on the other hand, there's so much wrong with it I can't even comprehend it. First, target audience. You are making it for younger people, without the warning as well, so be considerate of who you are making this stuff to. Second, objects do not bleed. Some might produce juice or other liquid, but not blood. Third, every time I see blood in object shows, it's either disturbing, stupid, or in Lego's case, disgusting. There has never been a good usage of blood in object shows, and I stand by it. It was used in Object Universe, and it got a lot of flack for being too disturbing. It was used in EEE, and it looked bad. And it is used in Object Terror, where it is a combination of these two. There's a blood in here, just for the sake of it. Let's compare good object show death with whatever this is. I'll use one as an example again. The reason why Tomato's death is very disturbing is because we see a build of this character as a literal toddler. The atmosphere throughout the episode helped building up to the inevitable death, which, while it is off screen, it is kind of messed up to see baby die. Yes, Tomato was recovered later, but it still doesn't stop from being quite disturbing, yet pretty good at the same time. Deaths in Object Terror, on the other hand, are disturbing because of how the tones change out of nowhere. First 3 episodes started off as a normal show, setting up a tone of being a comedic show with only just a tiny itsy bits of blood. Oh, and there's a hell as well. Then the bullshit picks up at episode 4. The show went from being an average comedic show to a bloodfest in a heartbeat. And you know, as much as I don't like blood in object shows, it wouldn't have been such a problem if Lego added a disclaimer that there's going to be blood and guts in this show. But of course, he didn't. Instead, it's him asking him for reactions, asking to subscribe to his channel, or advertise his amino. No disclaimer, no nothing. Oh, I'm sorry, he put the parental guidelines in the first few seconds of the episode. Do you think any viewers outside of US know what any of this means? And on what planet this is T14 level violence? That's more of a MA stuff right here. After episode 5B was released, it received a lot of hate. Not just by regular haters, his regular fans hated it. Popular people in the community didn't like it. People that work on the show despised it. I think everyone assumed that Object Terror is going to be either cancelled or rebooted, but no. He decided to turn episode 6 into a movie. A full-length Object Terror movie. The purpose of this movie was to attract a non-object show people. Now, it is definitely looking much better than previous episodes of Object Terror, but we have to remember, this is Lego Boy, so we can expect him some ludicrous writing throughout the movie. That is, if the movie will ever come out. It's been almost 5 years since publication of the trailer, and other than one screenshot on DeviantArt, we still haven't seen any updates on Object Terror movie. Probably because Object Terror version 1, 2 and 3 are definitely on the spectrum of being one of the worst object shows on YouTube, all for different reasons. Version 1 for being so amateur looking, version 2 for really disgusting animation, art style and of course, writing, and version 3 for being bootleg habitual friends. What about Lego? What is he up to these days? Well, for starters, he changed his name to Charlotte Hare, and he is now doing TikToks where he has over 250,000 followers. Jesus Christ, people! Are these TikToks any good? No, they are not only unfunny, disgusting, but they're also really offensive. Like the one TikTok that he pretended to slit his wrist, which resulted in this meltdown.
So a couple days ago, I made a TikTok where I was cutting my arm with a butter knife. A fucking butter knife! And guess what TikTok did? They took down the video assuming that there was actual blood. Hell, there wasn't even anything that even looked like blood. But old TikTok came in and went, "Nandesuka? He was using a knife." Boom! You can't even do shit with a butter knife. I even tried telling them it was a false claim, saying it was a butter knife and I was not actually cut, but they took it down anyway.
And the most famous one, which resulted the entire community to turn on him, was the mention at the start, N-word video. Again, Webs covered this already, so I will be posting a link to this in the description. Will we see Lego or Object Terror back? Probably not. He is now TikTok famous, So thankfully he will stay there and not ruin the little of this reputation he had left in his community. But make no mistake, where the Object Terror movie comes out, I can guarantee you one thing. It is going to be shit. So I just finished editing the Object Terror video and I came across this article on Terrorpedia, the Object Terror wiki. Yeah, I pretty much saw this interesting bits of trivia, to say the least. This movie was meant to have a sexual scene, but Ryan eventually removed the sex scene altogether according to his Penguin speed render. So, the movie was meant to have a sex scene. Think about it. Object Terror, sex scene. After watching his TikToks, I'm not surprised.